What's going on, guys? Welcome
Hey!
back to an all-new episode of the Nerd Up Podcast. I'm joined by Ryan Doobie, creator of the Nephilim comic. You can find that over on zebracomics.com, and you can support his campaign over on Indiegogo. If you want to drop the link in the chat, that might be a little helpful.
Yeah, that'd be real helpful. Yeah, let me do that right about now. Hold up.
On the internet. So
I'm
Ryan's
gonna
gonna
pull it
post
up
that
on the
link.
tubes.
We're getting started here on another episode of Nerd Up. We're going to go over some quick movie news and then talk about our main topic, which is basically how we would fix James Gunn's Superman, which I think it's just
Superman.
It's a big hot mess.
For those of you who like the movie, good on you.
Yeah, hey, that's awesome. I'm glad you like it. I mean,
yes.
It is what it is, but I don't think that it was. To me, it feels overstuffed. It feels like he was trying to accomplish too much in one movie instead of making it centralized just around.
Well, that's sort of the problem that James has, is that his movies as of late, or I guess as of a lot, are ensemble cast type movies. And it felt like he had a solo character that he was like, well, I got to have a group because I got to have these jokes play off of each other. And, it just doesn't make any sense unless I have a full ensemble cast to, sort of, bat around or, banter with or whatever. Yeah, I think that's where the Superman movie they made went wrong.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that it's got a lot of issues. But we're going to talk about all that in just a few minutes. I know Matt is going to be joining us.
He will. He's right now. He's indisposed.
He's just a little busy. So in the meantime, we're going to do some rapid fire news. That was so awesome. So,
I'm ready.
Go. Sam Witwer says that Maul hates the Empire more than the Jedi in Maul Shadow Lord. Now he's looking at the galaxy going, boy, we could sure use a Jedi Knight or two, at least with the Jedi, where they stood. See, I don't like that. I don't like that he's like, oh, you know what, I kind of like the Jedi. They're not so bad after all.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, after seeing the Acolyte, we really don't know where the Jedi stand.
Well, we also don't know where the hell he stands either, because we saw in the animated series, what is it? Not
Clone Wars?
Not Clone Wars.
Rebels?
It was Rebels, yeah. I was thinking of Resistance or whatever. That was
nobody watched that one.
In Star Wars Rebels, we saw that he got killed by Obi-Wan on Tatooine.
Kenobi.
I'm sorry, same thing. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Old
on
Ben.
So it's kind of like, where does this story take place? And I think if we look hard enough, it'll tell us exactly where it takes place. But again, we're still filling the holes of the Star Wars universe. And that's all they can do. They're like, hey, let's fill that hole. Let's fill that hole. We can fill that hole, because they can't think of anything good on their own. I mean,
well, it's not just filling the holes of the past. It's that they're too afraid to go forward with the future that they themselves created that no one really embraces. They're waiting, hopefully, that some Gen Z, Gen Alpha, Gen Beta, Gen whatever the hell is going to finally embrace their sequel trilogy so they can finally move forward with their universe.
There are those out there that absolutely love Disney Star Wars, and hey, if you love it, that's great. But I feel like you're loving it because you grew up with the sequel trilogy. That's how you got into Star Wars,
right?
So it's kind of like, come on, man. Like, look, if you grew up with the original trilogy, then growing up with that being like the most sacred set of movies, and this is a sacred set of a galaxy and a story and a lore. And then you have Disney that can't even figure out how to make a fucking movie without ruining it. It's hard to watch, man. It really is. But Maul comes out April 1st. I'm definitely going to check it out. I love Darth Maul. Hopefully, it's going to be...
He's a good guy.
Yeah, watch. They're probably going to make him gay in this TV show.
I wouldn't doubt it or put anything past him.
A homosexual, I have no problems with that. But I'm saying they're going to do something with the character to make him just a little woke. Like,
I don't think he can be homosexual. I think because he doesn't have a lower part of his body, right? So I don't think that works.
It's all up here.
Yeah. He's like, mentally, I have Oh yeah, I'm getting on. No, I'm tired of him putting just putting sex in general in any character. Just like who gives a fuck, man? Just tell us a story. I don't care about what gets him off. I don't give a shit about what makes him pseudo hard or whatever.
No, yeah,
I
this
do
is a
not care.
galaxy far, far away, and that's where I want to
It's
go.
like they don't have our problems.
Far, far away.
They have their own problems,
Yeah,
which
they
are
don't have
not our problems.
Yeah. Unless you're
And
Captain
yes,
Kennedy.
I did say problem because it's a problem. It's a fucking problem.
Captain
And y'all are
Kennedy
making it a
saw the
problem.
trilogy and was like,
Kalel, no.
I gotta add more stuff in our world. But anyway, so
It's its
Maul,
own
April
thing.
1st.
Yeah.
Check it out. Let's move on. God
Oh.
damn it.
Oh. Thought we were gonna talk about Maul.
Sources who have seen footage of Star Wars Starfighter are praising Ryan Gosling's performance and suggesting that Levy has recaptured the franchise's spirit of fun. That scares me. When I hear spirit of fun, I get worried because I'm like, okay, so you're telling me it's got a chance of being really fucking stupid, because that's, to me, they're so caught up in capturing that sense of fun that they're ruining their own stories.
Yeah. Well, without further ado,
Now we have
my co-host
Matt Doobie joining the show.
Oh my god! Wow! Oh my god!
Okay. All right, here we go. All right. I can't scoot over any further. This is yours. Oh, thank you. All right.
So, Matt, let me ask you: when they say that, when they say the performance of Gosling's performance suggesting that Levy has recaptured the franchise's spirit of fun, to me that makes me nervous. That makes me like, okay, are we just trying to make shit stupid now? Like, are we trying to make it fun in games and like nothing can be serious anymore? I just don't get what they're going for.
I don't know. Every time they talk, it's like we're trying to recapture the audience.
Like, I mean, the problem is that they're trying to recapture everything, and it's like,
yeah.
It's Star Wars. It had built-in.
Yeah.
You had a built-in fan base that you essentially pushed away, and we're like, no, we want to look at the new fans that are still coming, and then the old fans were like, okay, well then fuck you then. Like, what the fuck?
Well, that's old money. They want new. They want new money.
Yeah, the problem is that the old money had a lot of money to burn.
Yeah, the new money is struggling paying bills and doesn't understand how credit cards work.
Do you see how the old money is buying like collector's items and all kinds of shit?
Yeah.
I bet you anything, if Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland would have had Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, all those characters, you'd have a bunch of old fat nerds running around dropping gobs of money at Galaxy's Edge. Instead, they just focus on the kids.
Yeah.
And
it's the kids,
honestly,
Annie.
Here's the difference, though. Kids today have less attention spans than when we were kids. So they might think this is cool, but then when they have to learn about the characters and the lore, they're like, I don't give a shit, and they move on to like playing Minecraft and doing everything else.
Well, that's why it's got to be like fast, like fun, joke. Like it's kind of like shorts, and making into a movie.
Well, right. That was the pace for Rise of Skywalker. It was just cut. Got to get to the next. Got to get to the next. Got to get to the next. Just to keep that younger audience sort of still engaged, where the older audience is like, well, this is stupid. Why are we doing light speed skipping? This is dumb.
Yeah, the older audience who's actually the older audience is actually paying to see the movie, paying for the kids to come see it. They're like, what is this? What's happening? I don't get it. The other thing too is that, like, if you look at the storyline of the Rise of Skywalker, now we recently did release a video fixing the Rise of Skywalker, so definitely check that out over on the channel. The problem with the Skywalker is that it feels you could make a video where you have action figures being played with by kids, where it's essentially the entire movie, because the story is so shallow. Like, okay, somehow Palpatine has returned. Okay, next scene. Warp speed. Oh, watch out! Here they come. Warp speed. Okay, watch out! Warp speed. A big worm. Watch out! And you know what I mean? Like, okay, then at the end, there's gonna be an army, and all of the Star Destroyers all have Death Star cannons on them. Yeah. It's just everything is so underthought. It's like, man, a child could have came up with this story.
I think a child did come up with the
Riding
story.
horses on the Star Destroyers. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? It's so
The riding horses on the Star Destroyer. We just
so bad. Dude.
But I think you touched on something like when we were young and of course old money or whatever has we buy busts, like the Darth Maul busts and all that. We buy all that stuff, but the thing is that the younger generation, they're like, oh well, we buy skins.
Yeah,
and it's like skins for Fortnite or skins for whatever, and it's like, yeah, but you don't own that. Yeah, but the next skin, because owning things is becoming ridiculous. Why would you own something? It's no longer, that's no longer a thing. I mean, we still collect these things behind us and all that, like you haven't behind you, and because we just like admiring things and all that, and they're just like, yeah, but I buy a skin.
I buy a skin. I can
with the whole horses thing, how come they didn't just like
they just fall
these
off.
guys off here and tilt the ship?
Like we're in 0G,
Well, I mean, they were on Exegol, so I guess there was an atmosphere there. I guess any planet you go to in Star Wars, you can breathe.
But they could slightly tip.
They could slightly tip.
Yeah, just like.
In the space, they'd be like, there'd be no.
Yeah,
it's got to be like the worst like pirate scene for like getting on top of a ship and like ransacking it. Like I think the old show Star Wars Clone Wars, like the one that's not canon anymore. When
I don't think any of these canon.
It's not canon anymore.
Nothing.
Clone Wars is not canon. I thought
the Clone Wars, Star Wars the Clone Wars is, but Star Wars Clone Wars, like in the Samurai Jack.
Oh,
Jackson,
yeah. 2D.
Yeah, like the whenever they there was like the troops, they were suited up with jetpacks and they flew towards the ship. That was
but because in Rise of Skywalker they fly now.
They fly now.
Yeah.
So like, well, that can't be canon. Get rid of it. Get Kathleen on the phone. Okay, let's go on to our next topic. Okay, guys, real quick. Spoiler alert. Okay, I'm just letting you know right now. This is a supposed leak.
2020.
About, I know, a supposed leak for the upcoming Avengers Doomsday. Okay?
Okay.
Let's take a look.
We're prepared.
My Time to Shine, whatever the fuck, says Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine will reportedly die in the opening scene of Avengers Doomsday. If that's the case, this movie fucking sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like what? That's
stupid.
stupid.
Killing these two characters, let alone killing Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, like no.
I'm sorry. Didn't they kill him again or before or whatever?
It's one thing if they do it and like Wolverine is like a variant, but if they kill him right off the bat, then I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't.
Oh, to me, Deadpool Wolverine would be so stupid. I don't know.
Like, that was pointless. So
well, guys,
that movie, I know he's gonna die in the next one. Like, it's
the bigger story is, which I know you guys probably aren't really thinking about, is that Daniel Radcliffe is not going to be the Wolverine going forward.
I actually had that queued up and I took it off. I was like, that's so funny.
It was stupid. It's like, that's not news.
That's not news. That's like,
hey, do you know who else is not going to be Wolverine? The guy that plays fucking Magneto. Ian McKellen, he won't be Wolverine in the series going forward. You know who else won't be?
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill won't be Wolverine again. So you know who else won't be Wolverine? Let's just go through this whole thing and we'll make fucking news about it.
They got nothing on that. That's why they post about it. They're like, "Oh man, it's looking dry. I gotta."
I gotta say something.
Yeah.
I mean, Tobey Maguire is going to be Spider-Man without the mask.
Another no shit news.
Saying like, oh, you know what? I need some interaction. I'll put this out there, and if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't,
when it's really bottom feeding, they'll post something like, "Hey, how do y'all feel about this character?" That's it.
Oh, I can't say how we feel about the Force
dumbest
Awakens.
Posts. That's like bottom feeding. That's like what? Skip.
Like, there are accounts out there like Star Wars Daily, which I don't even follow anymore, which basically puts out posts saying, "How are we feeling about the Force Awakens?"
Yeah.
Are we ready to say that Rey Skywalker's a good character? It's like, dude, you're just engagement baiting, dude. Like,
it's rage bait. It's rage bait. They know people are gonna.
Yeah, and that's why I say it's bottom feeder. It's just the worst of the worst, lowest of the low type people. Yeah. It's just like, hey, we really have nothing to say, but I know I can get engagement with saying something retarded.
Yeah,
exactly, and that's exactly what.
Can we say that?
All right.
If we can say unitard and leotard, we can say retard.
I feel like this is very fitting. When I found this, I was like, dude, I gotta bring it up on the show. Somebody made this. The villains of the prequel trilogy, the villains of the original trilogy, the villains of the sequel trilogy. I wholeheartedly agree. There they are, right there.
There they are.
There they are.
And that is exactly true.
You got Kylo Ren, you have Snoke, and then you have Palpatine. At the end of the day, look, Kathleen Kennedy really fucked everything up, but the true villain of everything is Rian Johnson. She allowed him to come in and just completely.
I'm sorry. I disagree. I'm gonna say it was J.J. Abrams because he started us on this path.
He started good though.
No, he didn't. He started with Ray. Ray knew how to fly the fucking Millennium Falcon. That was before Rian Johnson. Ray knew how to fight fucking Kylo Ren. That was before Rian Johnson.
7 is still better than 8. I'll take that.
No. I'm not gonna argue that. But he's the one that started it. He's the one that started us off on a stupid path.
I would say The Force Awakens is the best out of the sequel trilogy, but that's actually like the shit I took last night is better than the shit I took this morning.
I don't know. Did you have any corn?
There was more intrigue in The Force Awakens than there was on any other movie after that. You know, where did Luke's lightsaber come from? You know, there was a lot of like these, you know.
Where did it come from?
I swear to God, where did it come from?
We're gonna get that story eventually.
No, we'll never get that story.
We're gonna get that story.
We're never gonna get it.
They've been doing Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Sith. We're gonna get Tales of the lightsabers.
Hey guys, how are we feeling about that story for another time?
We're gonna get it. It's coming. It's brewing up. They're still figuring it out.
No one's ever really gone.
How are we feeling about Rian Johnson these days?
I know. He's like, I really wish I could come back and do my trilogy. No, get the fuck away. Go away. Stay away.
Don't touch it.
Nobody wants your trilogy. The one that wanted it is gone now.
Yeah, go deal with the Knives Out trilogy.
Yeah,
make your Knives Out universe.
Yeah, you're doing a great job with Knives Out. Stay away from Star Wars, and let's move on. Katie Sackhoff promises she'll return as Bo-Katan in Star Wars. She's not dead. She ain't going anywhere. She can't because she's based off Dave Filoni's wife. So I have job security forever. Are you excited to see more of Katie Sackhoff as Bo-Katan? Either one of you.
I mean, she was. I mean, I like the character from the Clone Wars. I don't really care if she returns. It's not like I don't know. I don't really care. I'd rather.
I mean, it's in a series that's kind of going.
Mandalore?
Well, she was with him on that planet in season 3, and they. So I don't know what's going on with her, but I'm sorry, but she's in a series. She's stuck in a series that I'm caring less and less about as it progresses, and as it's going into this Mandalorian and Grogu movie. I don't know if she'll be a part of that or not, but I don't care if she comes back or not. Like she's there. If she's there, okay. If she's not, okay.
I like her playing the role, and she voiced the role in the animated series as well. So I hope we see more of her. I just hope they don't like just bastardize and run.
The one that I get tired of is the fucking blacksmith lady. You know, the one that tries to speak all like mystical and shit, and I'm just like, bro, nobody cares.
The trees smell the farts in the air.
Like, what? That's what it sounds like.
I was like, is that a line? I was like, bring her more Beskar, please.
Yeah, I'm part of Disney's writing team.
As soon as he was done with the outfit, she was like, well, my job is obsolete.
Yeah, I just stand here near the flames. And
can we go like just real quick? This is a quick tangent. Like with the whole Mandalorian and Grogu trailer, like how come they took off his helmet? What was the whole point of season 3? Like reclaiming like, oh, I'm gonna earn my spot back in this creed.
Because he's probably got a contract like Will Smith had when he was dead Deadshot, is you have to see his face in the film.
Does he look like a bitch?
Yes.
I mean, they showed it right in the trailer. He takes his helmet off. You're like, okay,
I know, I'm just like,
they had to show Pedro Pascal, just like they have to put Grogu in the title. And speaking of which,
breaking.
Oh no!
I can't stand. Well, I can't stand the Tauntauns being treated this way, but I cannot stand the logo for the movie. Why is it like a flag, like flopping in the air?
Well, they started off with it being just straight, and they were like, you know what? We ain't about that anymore. Let's give it some flair. Let's give it some flair, girlfriend.
No shit.
I mean, I can't stand it. I cannot stand the logo. It's so.
Well, I still think it's stupid because it's the Mandalorian and Grogu, so it's a title and a name instead of Din Djarin and Grogu, or the Mandalorian and the Child, or the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. You know, like Baby Yoda makes more sense.
It just none of it makes any sense. It's fucking stupid. It's fucking so dumb, dude. I really can't put into words how let
I'm
down
surprised
I
one
am.
of the Tauntauns does not have a red nose.
I'm surprised one of them can't fly.
I don't think any of them can fly.
I know, but I'm just saying, like this Disney Star Wars is like, guess what?
Unless they get pixie dust from the Mandalore.
They fly now.
Hey, that would make more sense. They
No,
fly now? Like
It's not
what
just
were
an
Han and
image,
Luke
guys.
doing?
It's not just an image. It's a tweet. So here's some notes from Variety. It says that some Disney staffers are concerned that the unconventional 36-second Super Bowl spot for the Mandalorian and Grogu failed to spark excitement. Yeah, no shit. Because you didn't. You made it into a joke. You made Star Wars and this movie a fucking joke and a parody. If this commercial, and Matt, did you see the commercial?
Yeah, I saw the commercial.
If this commercial was for Spaceballs 2, perfect. Makes sense. A parody of a parody. I get it. It's a comedy. I get it. But when you make your newest title into a joke, it's like, what are you doing? You've already lost so much of your fan base. You've already damaged the product all the way around. Then you go and make a joke on Super Bowl Sunday? Like, the fuck are you doing? They have completely lost touch with their fan base. It's completely disgusting. They also write that there's like I said earlier, that Sean Levy Starfighters is more likely to satisfy Star Wars fans when it hits theaters. Again, they've lost touch. They're trying to find ways to.
They're trying to trick you into the theater.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, it's gonna satisfy Star Wars fans. The franchise is spirit of fun. It's like
You know who it'll satisfy? That one guy. What's his name? God, what was that reviewer that is just like loves Star Wars no matter what? God, I have no idea. God, I don't know. He buys empty seats, or he'll buy like another ticket and won't go to the movie to watch it.
I have no clue.
I forget the guy's name.
Whoever it is, I'm not even gonna say the name on the show. So, look, if they're still trying to figure this shit out,
Something
after
Joe.
this many years, you have a huge problem. And let's hope Dave Filoni can figure it out, but who knows? But still, this was dumb. This was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, the fucking car in the back looks like the one from the Flintstones.
Yeah.
I would have preferred something like this if they were at their peak and they were like, it was like hit after hit after hit. Then okay, yeah,
It's exactly. Rejoice in the ambiance of what you've created, you know.
Yes.
But no, they haven't earned anything.
Yeah,
Everything, like even the skeleton crew, you know, and they were even saying the same thing about that they were about this Starfighter crap. It was like, this is gonna reinvigorate the fan base.
Every year it's
it was
gonna
like,
reinvigorate.
yeah, it's just like we're bringing fun back.
A lot of these series and even movies, they're really good at starting off their stories. They just can never finish it because their writers just can't figure it out. They're just like, and at the end, they all live happily ever after. I guess
it's like they come in, they're like, we got a concept from back when George owned it. So he had some notes, and these really fire notes. Well, how did he end it? Well, he didn't write the ending, but we can do that.
We can do that. We can figure it out. I mean, look,
at this point, I don't even know if there's writers. Maybe it's just the Chat GPT generator.
No.
I don't know.
It's just like, what should we have Grogu do? Ride a sleigh. We're slaying. Yeah. Slay.
Hashtag slay.
Hashtag slay.
It's like, what are you all
Tauntaun slay.
doing right now? I don't get it. I don't. It's sad. I don't think there's any hope for fucking Disney Star Wars, dude. I really don't. And I'm going Disney.
I'm telling you, man. People are gonna be making their own stories. They're gonna bash.
They're gonna do the whole sea dance thing, and just we're gonna watch really cool Luke Skywalker and what is that, the trench run? What is that? Beggars Canyon. And you know, and Boba Fett and Dengar.
That's my T-16 back at home.
Bro, I would rather watch those AI videos of like the old, like Lando going around, Bespin and, through Cloud City and just like doing things or whatever while the Empire is there. That was more interesting to me than a lot of the shit that they're releasing on Disney Plus.
I know. It's pathetic. All right, let's move on because we got more to talk about. So, I don't know. Star Wars, they got to figure it out. Joe Manganiello posted a post that had Snyderverse fans
This
losing their
is the big
shit.
one.
He posted the entire scene where Deathstroke boards the ship and talks to Lex Luthor about, and Lex tells him the name of, it tells him Batman's name. So he posted the scene. He tagged Zack Snyder, or he hashtagged Zack Snyder.
Let's go.
And he wrote down, "You better not be wasting my time." So now everyone's flipping out and they're saying like, "Hey, there's negotiations going on. Something's happening in the background."
Yeah, I
It's
just
happening!
yes.
It's back.
Yes.
It's back.
The ink is still wet. The ink is still wet. And that's why they're showing you the boat, because of the water. The water represents the wetness of the ink that they just signed on the contracts. That because they're going to Netflix. Don't worry about Paramount. I don't care about the Paramount money. Netflix is going to have me. You know who's already at Netflix. And on top
of that, Netflix hasn't even bought Warner Brothers yet. Now they're having a big fight with Paramount. So it's like whatever. Ryan, is something happening here, or is this just Joe Manganiello posting some shit thing? Hey, that was cool.
He took it. Yeah, no, Joe Manganiello posted something because he did something. He did that scene. It was on a ship. They used that footage. We've seen that footage before. And he's just reminding everybody, hey, yo, I did this. I was Deathstroke for like a minute. And thank you very much for Ben Affleck and all these other guys that got me in the suit. And I looked pretty cool. And they even brought me back for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Give me a mohawk for some reason. And yeah, I did this thing and hashtag Zack Snyder because that was his thing. And this is pretty cool. And I'm gonna go back and play more Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, Matt. I mean, is there anything to this? Personally, I think there's nothing. I think he posted it just because he was like, "Hey, that's cool," and he quoted the line that he says, "You're gonna be wasting my time."
Yeah, they got to stop giving people. They got to stop giving people false hope.
This isn't false. What's false about it?
I think it was supposed to be false hope. I think it's just him posting.
Well, I know, but just stop talking about it.
If you were in a movie, you wouldn't post about it?
I would post about it, but not like 6 years later.
You wouldn't post about something really cool you did 6 years ago?
I don't see anybody else posting shit about their.
That's why he did it. Because nobody else is posting.
Everyone does
it's
it
right
for Zack Snyder stuff, but it's like I just don't get the point. Just let it go.
The thing is what's funny with the whole, the Zack Snyder sort of, aura, if you will, is anytime anyone who sneezed on the production set post something about it and either tag Zach or anything like that, people are like, yo, there's something about this.
Well, I feel like there's
hidden people, meanings everywhere.
I feel like it's to get people like that and maybe like have them like rile up the studio, but they don't care. The businesses don't care. Like, what's the point?
Yeah. Especially now when you got, James Gunn hitting like hit after hit after hit. I mean, I'm sorry, that Superman movie that was in the theater, it made $1 billion.
Well, not only that, but like also they're trying to like there's rumors going around that he's trying to postpone his Batman so that way they can.
That doesn't make any sense because he's doing a Superman Lex movie now that wasn't on the slate, and he's pushing everything else back.
That's why he's pushing Batman back so the Batman.
But that doesn't make any sense because he's doing something that he originally wasn't going to do.
He's rewiring it because he doesn't want people to get confused of two Batmen. So
no, it's not. It's not confusing.
It's confusing to him.
It wouldn't be confusing to me because what he's going to do is he's going to make his Batman silly and he's going to be in the blue and gray outfit. And that's going to be a stark difference between the Batman of Pattinson's world and the Batman of his world. And they've already and James Gunn already came out and said, Pattinson will not be the Batman in the DCU because everybody keeps asking because there are no creative people out there that they can't understand. Like, well, there's a Batman, so there's a Superman. That's a natural fit. They even tried to pair up Henry Cavill's Superman with Pattinson's Batman, online on X. It just shows people that they're just not. What's up, bro? Oh God, let's talk Rebel Moon. Let's talk Rebel Moon.
Let's talk some Rebel Moon. No thanks. Watch the director's cut's a better movie.
That's no moon. That's a space station.
All right, I have one more thing we're gonna do, and then we're gonna go to the main topic. Oh God, here we go, another AI video, and everyone out there who's like, "Oh, AI slop, I'm not." Like, who fucking cares? Like,
It's
no one's
fun,
judging you
dude.
for
It's
watching
fun to
an
watch.
AI video.
Who
Exactly.
cares?
Who
It's
cares?
here.
Anyway,
It's not going anywhere. Once you've opened something, once you've opened the floodgate, you can't plug it up,
But
dude.
you
It's
got
out.
people out there who aren't even artists who are talking shit about it. It's like, dude, what the fuck do you care? It's just a fucking video.
Number
That means
one, the big
absolutely
thing
nothing.
is that it's cool to watch on your television. It's cool to watch on your phone. They're not making 4K, productions or anything like that with this, this AI stuff. It's just good enough. It's just like watching AI do better job at giving you a CGI Luke Skywalker than Disney execs can do.
Okay.
But they're doing it at a higher, bit rate, and they're doing it, higher resolution and all that. So we're not there yet, but we're gonna get there.
Right.
We're
Okay,
gonna
so,
get there.
Without all that being said, let's take a look at this video that I found. Here it is right here. This is another.
It's coming back.
It's coming back. I guess they're saying that it's going to go to Paramount.
Paramount Plus. Scratching his ass. He had his hand on his hip. Yo, Joe Manganiello.
If this is the trailer, I'd be like, what are we
Where'd they get that footage?
That looks good.
Don't think about it. Just... Did he get hit with a flashlight? Let's go. One, two. Yeah, 1A. It was Battleship.
Okay, so they just took Arkham Origins.
They did. They took it and they reskinned it. So let's go. Tails pictures.
They keep making these AI little shorts. But what you guys think of that? I thought it was pretty cool.
It's fun to watch. It's like we're not gonna get this shit, so it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch the Hulk against Superman. We're never gonna get it. It's fun to watch Spider-Man jumping around with like not Captain America, but like just some other situation. It was fun to watch, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman fighting the Johnny Depp's chick,
It was cool to
Amber
watch
Heard's
Darth Vader versus
Mara.
Deadpool.
That's amazing. I wanna see right there. That's amazing.
Was that a James Gunn production?
That was a James. It might as well have been.
It looked like it was part of that ensemble cast.
But no, I mean, I thought it was cool. It is what it is. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna go give this guy some money or whatever. He just made it, and it was cool. It was something fun to watch. And people are getting so up in arms about this, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like, who gives a shit?
Right.
They're like, oh, artistic integrity. Like, what are we talking about here? We're talking about people using CDance 2.0 to make a short clip of something that they like.
Yeah, it's not like a full feature film or anything yet.
It's like, who gives a
Like,
fuck? In fact, if this is a good way, this is how I feel about it. If Dawson was AI,
Dodson, we've got Dodson here. See, nobody cares.
See, we could turn that into a reality now.
Actually, what we could do with
We
the
could
CDS
turn
thing
that
is
into
actually put
reality.
his face on there. We wouldn't have to do those stupid clips anymore.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing with AI. We can make that shit a reality. He could be in Jurassic.
He could be in Jurassic Park.
He could be with the dinosaurs.
Yeah, instead of just doing the Photoshop, you can just have him right in there.
Yeah. Hey, that took a lot of time. I think didn't I make that during a stream?
I don't remember. It was something like that.
Roll the clip.
Roll the clip. Well, I'm trying to find. But I mean, look. At the end of the day, it's like, I guess who cares? It's just people having fun, but everyone wants to get all up in arms about it. They want to,
Yeah, all of a sudden everyone's a Disney associate, like they're getting paid.
Yeah.
Like, dude, come on.
Everybody wants to have a comment about it. Like, dude,
Yeah, just
people are just making shit to make shit.
Yeah.
Same thing as like when Sora came out, everyone was making videos of themselves running around. I made one about myself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't see why everyone gets so fixated with
the only time that AI becomes a problem is when you do something and you try to pass it off as work that you've done. That's the only time that AI is a problem, is when you allow AI to fully render and fully create something and say, I made that. It's like, well, no, you didn't. I'm not talking about like I made that as far as like I made these fights with Superman and Darkseid or Superman and whoever. Homelander or whatnot. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just like things to sell. Like, hey, I'm selling this because I made it. No, you didn't make it. You just you did prompts. You maybe you made some original art. Maybe you gave it some ideas. Maybe you had some inspiration, and you put a whole bunch of different images together, and it spit something out. And you're claiming that you created that and you made it your own. That's the only problem that I see, as far as, when it comes to AI. When it comes to like, just making these little clips of like Voldemort fighting fucking, some Dragon Ball Z character, like who gives a shit? That doesn't matter. I mean, it's what they're doing with Sea Dance right now is reminds me of like the Ready Player One, right? Where you just have all these Godzilla and some other characters, Darth Vader versus, Deadpool, or, Darth Vader versus, Batman or whatever, you have all these different things and it's just fun to watch. And that's kind of what we do already. We're in a consumer type society and we just consume imaging, we just consume, these little shorts.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. And, it's just sad that I think, look, people are making some AI videos. Who gives a shit? They're not artists. They know that. They're just doing it just to do it. But if I gotta say one thing real quick.
Yeah, you can say the one thing.
Project Justice League, that was not AI. That was all done, hand-drawn images by Ryan, CGI, creations of the ships and all that. No AI was used on that. So if you want to see some hand
non-AI,
some handmade shit, go check out Project Justice League, the unused storyboards of.
That's right.
Zack Snyder and Jim Lee. Okay, so we're gonna move on to our next and main topic while we still have Matt with us, and that is fixing James Gunn's Superman. So let's talk about it. This movie came out. We watched it. Was not a huge fan, and I think that for me at least, this movie, did it have some scenes that I liked? Sure, but at the end of the day, what was the story? It was such a mess. Is my sound all screwed up?
Well, you sound like you're far away, but I still hear you.
I thought that was just ours.
I thought that was us.
We have a splitter.
Yeah, we're splitting.
God, you guys fucking suck, dude.
Hey, you're way better.
You guys are the fucking worst.
I thought
we thought it was us.
Because I asked him, I'm like, why?
Thank you, Q. Thank you, Q. A real friend who steps up and says, "Hey guys, something's wrong."
I asked
him,
I'm
Q,
like, why does
can you hear us? Are we good?
I asked him. He's like, it's normal. I'm like, okay.
That's normal.
I'm like, okay.
Now that works.
Because the last
I was like, I can't
stream
hear
we
him.
did.
And
It was
then,
the
and then,
same.
and then he asked me, and then he's like, it's fine.
Well, look, I'm back now, so
Thank you, man. I can hear you. Okay, so what do you want to talk about?
Okay, that's
Yeah.
why I was like, okay,
So,
I guess it's fucking-
let's talk about the main topic, James Gunn fixing Superman. Okay, so I felt like the problem with this movie was that the story was a complete mess. It was overstuffed. It had too many things going on. And to me, it's like, look, when you compare it to Man of Steel had a clear story where it was like, that's
narrative.
General Zod. those are the bad guys. They want to destroy Earth. Superman's got to stop them. And I love that the military is teaming up with Superman to stop the bad guys. Go. Like that was it. But this movie, I mean, Lex was the villain, but it just, God, it had so many different things going on that to me, it was a mess. And I'm sorry, Crypto, cool at first, way too much of it. He turned into fucking Jar Jar Binks, where it was like, okay, I've gotten my dose of Crypto. I didn't know that he was going to be a co-star in this fucking story.
Yeah.
Ryan
Yeah.
and Matt, what are some of the things that you would change from James Gunn's Superman?
A good focus would just be like, keeping it Superman. I think that's what made Man of Steel so good, was just because there was no other characters that you knew about yet. Like there wasn't like the Justice Society. There wasn't
and this isn't the first
Crypto
Superman
or
movie
anything
that
like
hasn't been good. Like Superman Returns also had its issues. It had a bad story as well.
Yeah.
But it had a good Superman. I like, Brandon Routh. I thought he did a fantastic job with what he had. And I like David Cornsweet. I thought he did a good job of being Superman. I like Brandon better. And I like Henry better, but
just this story was just, there was a lot going on.
there was no story
clear
here.
Direction. It
No,
was
no,
just
there was no
day in the
story.
life of Superman.
You started a day in the life of Superman. You started off where it's like, I love my Kryptonian parents. They're like, oh, but it turns out to be that they're dicks. So now I like my Earth parents. And now that things have changed,
That
it was
part
just dumb. It was
I
dumb.
hated that part.
He learned. That's the only thing that Superman learned, was that his parents were douchebags, and learn to like the parents that you kind of like took for granted. That's the lesson. That's it. And that's not enough. That's so surface. That's so
unless and this has got to be like some big brain play, which I don't think they're thinking like this. The only way it could have worked is like, okay, what if another Superman from this other world got the same message but encrypted it all the way, and this is what he did exactly, and then we get a whole multiverse Superman thing. That would be the only thing that would make this whole thing cool.
That's too big britches for them.
That is, I know, but that's the only thing.
They're not wearing that. They're not wearing that thinking cap. And that's why we make good stories with the Nephilim. So, but anyway, no. One thing I would have changed, same like Matt, I would have pared away the Justice Gang that was just in there for silliness.
I love Guy Gardner and Mr.
But
Freeze.
the biggest problem that I have, and the biggest thing that totally throws all of that off with the Kryptonian parents, is that you have Kara in the film. Kara knew her aunt and her uncle, when they were all on Krypton because of her, mom and dad. And so she would have already told Clark, or Cal, she would have already told him, like, no, dude, you want to,
conquer,
you want to slay. You want to slay all these. You
Slay.
want to slay all these Earth ladies, because that's what we do, And that would have, his paradigm would have already changed, because she would have already been there. She had that. She didn't come to Earth as a baby. She came to Earth as that sort of, that teenage whatever. And she would have already had that sort of.
No,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But that's what we're picking now.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. It don't even matter, yo. So, but I mean, she came in. She's a drunk. She's, I guess she's
drunk.
She's drunk,
Look, I agree that like the whole plot twist of the parents that was stupid. I think that he thought that by doing that fans would be like, "Whoa, what a plot twist!" Instead, to me, you could argue that was his version of Martha, where it was like that was not enough. Like that was just like not. It was just like it was like, huh? And then not only that, but I don't know, maybe it's me, but like to me, again, it's like making a joke at like Islamic cultures, because a lot of them would have, it's take many wives. It's kind of like, what are you doing? Like why make Jor-El a villain? Because now it's like, okay, so moving forward in your DCU, you're never going to reference Jor-El ever again. Like now you've just shit on them. You could argue that Zack Snyder shit on Jimmy Olsen, but to me, he wasn't a big enough figure in Superman's life that's going to alter it. Now, in later films, is he going to go back to his?
See, the thing that I liked about
Well, hold on. Is he going to go back to his Force of Solitude and bring up videos of his father? No, he's not.
No,
now
he'll
you've
never do
tarnished him forever.
Now,
Go ahead.
Now you have VHS recordings, playing in sort of a sphere dome, whatever, and he's just going to sit down and veg to that now, And I was like, okay, cool. That's super set. And listen to the what sort of music was he listening to? Punk rock.
I'm a punk rock.
Yeah, that was so stupid. That was the worst thing.
My Superman listens to punk rock.
Yeah. But the thing is that what I like most about Superman's character is that he has two father figures that he looks up to. He gets some good information from Jor-El, and he gets some good information from Jonathan Kent.
Yes,
and
agreed.
he uses the best of both worlds. The lineage, his birth parent has a paradigm that he's instilling into his son, and then his earth parent is also instilling his own paradigm, so he can take the best of both worlds essentially and become a great character, a great person, a great model for other superheroes to look up to. But this version of Superman is a whiny little bitch, very similar to Kylo Ren, in that he has tantrums too. And it's like, what are we doing with these types of characters? They're not good anymore. There are some really cool things that are in this movie. Crypto was one. He came in, cool for a minute. But the biggest issue, or one of the biggest issues that I have was the use or misuse of Bizarro, which is why I'm wearing the Bizarro shirt. I think that the character known as the fucking erroneous hammer, which I could give a shit.
No,
the hammer of
Baravia.
Baravia. I don't give a shit because it didn't fucking last. It didn't
erroneous.
The hammer of erroneous. So, but that was a character that wasn't needed just to have that persona. Another character that wasn't needed was Ultraman, because that's not Ultraman. That's not who Ultraman is, and that's never what Ultraman is. Again, you said something earlier we can touch again, but that wasn't Big Britches. Yeah. They just should have had him play a Bizarro, because that's all he was. He couldn't think for himself. They played fucking Battleship in his brain, A1, A2, B3, whatever. And he all he did was fight. He was just muscle, and that was it. And I was like, that could have been Bizarro. That should have been.
It should have been Bizarro. But the thing too is that the problem with the idea, not to cut you off, but the problem with
you're good.
The problem with the idea of like, oh, I cloned you. I searched all of your battlegrounds or whatever and found pieces of your hair or whatever. It was like, okay, so you did it once. You'd be able to do it more than once. You'd be able to copy his DNA and learn more about him. And
one time use.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, it would have made more sense to me if he was literally Ultraman from a different Earth. We saw that he was creating these pocket universes, which later explored in Peacemaker. But still, that should have been a foundation of, hey, multiverse. Mm-hmm. And when he revealed himself, he should have been able to think for himself, like, yeah, it's like I'm from a different Earth, And that would have lent to the idea that there's a multiverse within DC already. Instead, he's a clone that is already the same age as the Superman that is standing in front of him. And I guess he couldn't think for himself. He's a big dumb idiot, like the big ogre from Mad Max Thunderdome. It's just like, it was such a stupid story. And here's my problem with the story: is that when he made him a clone that was masked, and you didn't find out until the end, that's the same fucking storyline that he basically ripped off of Invincible. No, I'm sorry, The Boys. In The Boys, Black Noir, you find out later on, is actually a clone of Homelander, and he's put on the team to keep an eye on him and to keep him in check in case he would ever go out of control. He took the same story and tried to apply it to Superman. But to me, it's like that was the wrong story.
Even looked like Black Noir.
Well, I mean, in Superman Red Sun, they did make Superior Man, and that was controlled by Lex and the government. And that was the same thing, but he did become Bizarro.
But they should have made him Superior Man. It would have made. There's a lot of things that would have made more sense. You just got the keys to the DC universe, and the first thing you do is you fuck up a character by messing up the character, and then changing it for no reason. and making it make no sense. And
A1,
having no gravitas.
Unless there's foresight where he went through the hole,
Bro.
and that's a whole nother universe
Bro.
or some shit, and
Bro.
he's gonna be Ultraman. That's the only other thing.
Because it would make sense if he was like, if he's like, who are you? He goes, I'm you. What? And he tells him like, yeah, in order to beat you, I had to find another you. He's from a different Earth.
They did that in fucking Flash. They just got done doing that with the fucking Ezra Miller Flash movie, and that failed. Like,
I'm telling you.
I like that formula. Let's do it again.
I'm telling you, when he was writing this story, he was thinking about the boys. And he's like, hey, you know what? They didn't use that storyline from the comics in the show. They skipped over that. So you know what? Maybe I'll use that. I could apply that to the story.
I mean, yeah, with the whole outfit and shit. Like,
Yeah, and he's wearing
he
all
looks
black.
like Noir. Yeah, exactly.
It's like Black
And
Noir.
he's
And
like,
so,
yeah, I can even include the Justice Gang.
and again, the Justice Gang, stupid. Hot girl, dumb.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That was flawless. Do it again.
That was dumb. And then Metamorpho, his whole thing with
His trunks.
the baby,
Oh, the baby was
baby
ridiculous.
Joey.
He was flying through what was it? Looked like pixels, and he or like the pixel water or whatever that looked like a fucking
A rainbow of color.
Galvatron from fucking Transformers.
I'm like,
all it
is this
was.
fucking Thor: Love and Thunder? Like, what
And
are we
then-
doing here?
and he's holding the baby, and he has to contort his body just to hold the baby. There was another movie that did that. There was another movie that did that with like a baby or an animal or something where they were holding onto it and trying to keep it safe and keeping it above water and all this other crap. It was just, I'm sorry, it was just too much. It was too stupid. Then you had Crypto coming in and taking out Mr. Fantastic's little orbs, and that was dumb. And you had Metamorpho flying with just a head because he did something. The coolest thing that James Gunn did with Metamorpho was create the kryptonite. That was the coolest thing.
Yes.
That was it. That was it.
And even that was like, like obviously, like yeah, that's a realistic outcome. Yeah, I like that because that's what he would do. And he was like, oh shit, I didn't think about that. But everything else about his character, I thought was dumb. Mm-hmm. The whole thing about Baravia was dumb.
Even the guy in the Baravia, the leader.
I am the leader of Baravia. I was just
really
like, who
good.
the
Are you the
fuck?
leader of Baravia?
I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? He looked like a fucking a drunk version of Doc Brown. It was just like,
I thought it was
what
gonna be
is
like
this?
Mystique, how she transformed.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like a changer or something, kind of morphs into another character or
Well,
whatever.
you would
but
think it would be the pixel lady that can do all these crazy things.
no,
with
but
her
she puts her head through her vagina as she wants
God,
to
shut
make a. There it is. There it is.
Why would you do that?
Her
Why
head
would
went
you
right
do
through her
that?
Vagina. It was like,
Why
whoa,
would you do this?
It was
Why
very
would you just turn around?
It just seemed like she was. If you play it one more time, it looks like she's having a difficult time right here. Like, oh god, oh fuck. I hope I'm facing the right way.
But no, it's like, why wouldn't you just turn around?
Turning around would be quicker and more efficient.
Well,
like-
just like the person in Star Wars, they turned around, did the whole spin.
It's like, if I'm
shoot.
watching this, right, it's sort of like, like when you watch like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, when they're like, let's form the fucking the Megazord, and as they're coming together, it's like, attack him right now, right now. The villain's just standing there like, and it's like right here, it's like,
They're almost
shooter. And instead they're just like, it's coming. It's like, that was a dumb.
Drowning.
They were like, that's such a cool shot. In reality, it's like, that was
such a stupid shot. They could have
was
done
so
it way
dumb.
better, where one of them punches him, and then maybe like her head goes around like T3 or something.
it was just dumb. It was dumb.
Like just oh god.
So
we've already
again,
moved on.
what's that?
I said he was still explaining. I was like, we've already moved on.
We've already moved on. There's so much to talk about. I mean, fucking up and ruining Jarrell and his mother was really dumb. His mother. That was dumb. I mean, now for the rest of the DCU, Jarrell is unusable.
He's
because now
unusable.
he's a piece of shit. So now you've lost him.
Yeah.
But DC fans are okay with that. They're like, that's fine. We got Jimmy Olsen. and Jimmy
apparently
Olsen,
he's a babe magnet.
yeah, he's a ladies' man. It was kind of like, why can't he just be a dork? Look, I commend James Gunn for casting, I guess, like a redheaded white guy. Hey, Good job. You stayed true to the character, but they made him a ladies' man. This guy should have been the opposite of a ladies' man. And on top of that, that shouldn't even have been a factor in the story. It's like,
And
who
you should
cares?
never, and what was the point of Miss Tessmacher? It made no sense. It made no sense at all to include her in any way, shape, or form. They're like, this lady who has accidentally taken all these photos with her in them and trying to, bits and pieces of information are enough to convict somebody. I'm like, really? That's what it takes?
Man,
Like, that's all it is?
Wrote it.
AI wrote it.
Well, yeah, fucking James Gunn's like, I'm writing 6 or 7 movies right now. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're letting something else write for you, apparently, because it doesn't make any sense. And AI's probably like, that's an amazing thing you just did there. Yeah. That's so awesome. Now you've done that. It's so true to the character, and we can add this in, but what about this example? He's like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah, it's so stupid. And
how much money do you think I'll make?
Let's talk really quick about his suit. I fucking hate the suit. Yeah. Now, in the movie, it didn't look as dumb as it does in all the other pictures I've seen of the suit. Still, I didn't like the suit. I didn't like how it was form fitting. I didn't like how you could see his muscles.
Form fitting. It was baggy.
I didn't like how it wasn't form fitting.
I didn't hear you say it wasn't. Okay.
I hated how it was like. If he moved in a certain way, it would like fold over itself. It was just it was so big that it just seemed bulky and
it seemed uncomfortable.
Well, and I kind of feel like I know James Gunn said, "Well, I didn't want him to stand there with fake muscles," but it's kind of like I feel like again he was trying to make it like anyone could be Superman. You don't have to be a muscle bound.
Superman was more like Broom Boy. So
And I hated his hair too.
I didn't really have a problem with his hair. I didn't have a horrible problem with the suit. I didn't like his collar, and I didn't like the way his cape tucked into the suit. It was a weird, setup. I understand why he went with the Kingdom Comes S shield so that everybody can say, hey, this Superman's completely different.
I didn't like
not a younger. No, but I understand why he did it. It wasn't the greatest thing. But I do like that, Supergirl has the same crest so that they're not, trying to make him different and all that. So that's the one good thing about it. And, I guess Crypto has the same thing on his either. I guess he has a collar. Yeah. But I do like that they're using, the emblem everywhere, like on the Fortress of Solitude. I do like that the Fortress of Solitude is a thing.
Yeah.
It's not just in his mind. I do like that it moves. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that it moved. That was a cool aspect. I was like, yeah, you know what? If you're trying to hide that, it should be able to move.
Yeah, it should be able to be hidden. I did not like that it was in Antarctica. It should still be in the northern, hemisphere, somewhere in the Arctic, where no one really goes anyway. And if it moves around, then why does it have to be in Antarctica? That doesn't make any sense. So I don't know. I don't care. But there was some cool things. Like Mr. Terrific was probably the best character of the whole movie. And also Lois Lane. Guy Gardner was third. He was funny in some parts, but he kind of got a little annoying. I did like, some of the lines they gave him, like what? He was talking about his hair. He called him Big Blue and all that. And, there was some cool stuff that Guy Gardner got to do and say. I did not like all the middle finger things. Yeah. Like if he did one, that'd be okay. But it's like, bro, you don't have to that was just like sophomoric, basic, kind of kiddie humor, just very, very childish, very James Gunn.
Well, like I said before, I feel like James Gunn watched that scene and was like, hey, it'd be so cool is if when the fists come up, they're middle fingers. That would be awesome. We could do that
every time.
Yeah, and then they did it, and he's like, "Oh, I love it,
more like just like fucking what's his name, Kylo Ren, more."
Yeah, it was just I don't know, but
it is cheaper. You just use the same model,
same model.
Change it from a different angle.
Matt, what'd you think of the suit? Did you prefer the suit?
I like people's edits that they do online. No collar, cape is like kind of within like right here, something like that would have been cool. I hate the lines. He just looks like it just looks so awkward on him. Like he has,
It
like,
needs
a
to be
huge-
form fitting.
It's
It needs to be form fitting, and I bet you the next movie it won't be. He'll stick to the non.
No, because it's already cheap. They've already have the costume. They just got done out of being out of production. They're getting right back into production. I bet they're using the same asset, or the same exact look or whatever. They're just trying to give you consistency.
props to him for still rocking his crest, even though.
But I hope it doesn't
his
come
sin
with
is,
like a river.
river. You're an idiot.
You're an
Props to him
idiot.
for still rocking his crest, even though his like whole planet did like slaves and conquer planets. You know, Ray can't say that. she just went with the adopted parents, and that was it. Like, okay,
That's it. But no, God, it was just so stupid. And I'm trying to bring up an image right
His
now.
Clark was good, but it was only good for that one scene. I
barely
think
saw his
it was
Clark.
just that one scene
You
where he
barely
was
saw him.
arguing with Lois. But that's when he got emo,
That
and I
was-
was like, bro, Clark would actually keep his composure. Clark wouldn't allow himself
That's
to
what
just get.
Superman's
And the same thing when he came and yelled at Lex. He's like, "That's why you don't understand me."
That was another dumb argument. He came across as whiny. He came
Yeah.
across as a complainer. The first time when he flew into his office and started talking to him, that should have been a pretty serious conversation between the two of them. It was the first time.
It should have had weight.
Yes, that was the first time the two of them had been face to face with one another, with no one in the room, and they should have had a serious, deep conversation at
Where's
that
my
moment.
dog?
When the dog came in the second conversation and started flipping him around like fucking Hulk and Loki,
yes.
which I was like, I see where you get that from. But that should have been a very serious conversation in which you kind of learn you get a grasp of the dimension between the two of them. You know what I mean? Like, okay, this is how they interact. This is how they feel about each other. We're putting them one-on-one for you guys to understand how they see each other and how they interact with one another when given the opportunity. Instead, he didn't do that.
I need Lex to be a little bit more assertive and a little less like very emo. Again, same thing. You're just like such a baby toddler. Because I mean, I want my Lex to play chess, not fucking Battleship. Because that's all he was playing.
Okay,
like, A1,
well,
A1, A2, it's B3, whatever the fuck. And I was just like, no, dude, my Lex is I want to see the president Lex. I want to see Clark over Cavill.
That doesn't make any sense. I like his Clark over Cavill, like over the actor.
Over
No,
Cavill's Clark.
Yeah, Cavill's.
Yeah, well, Cavill's Clark didn't get all that
Didn't
much
get a lot
screen
of
time.
Clark. He didn't get a lot of Clark.
But at the same time, it's kind of like we didn't get. To me, there should have been more Superman. Instead, it was like the Justice Gang, everybody else, the Daily Planet crew. We got to give them some
Yeah.
time as well. And like, I really didn't care about them. I wanted to learn more about Superman.
Yeah.
I thought the best character in the movie was Lois Lane. I thought the actress that got to play her, she
Yeah,
nailed it. I
she's
thought she
good.
did a great job.
I think she's way better and way more assertive, way more like
Yes.
a reporter. I
Yes.
think she really gave that vibe that she was a reporter.
She won the argument when her and Superman had that first conversation. To me, I was like, well, she clearly won that. He completely fell apart and turned into a bitch.
Yeah, he did, and he shouldn't have. You know,
And she
yes,
stayed composed.
Yeah.
She stayed on point. And she was like, okay, so
Demure?
now you're saying this? You know what I mean? Like she broke him down very easily. And I was like,
Yeah.
wow. Okay, so maybe she should be Superman because he's falling apart right now.
Yeah, because I mean, Clark is not an idiot. Clark is a very intelligent person, just like Bruce.
But-
They're very intelligent
Yeah.
people.
But they made him out to be somebody who's just an everyday guy with superpowers. And so that was the problem I had with him was that he didn't come across as a super intelligent guy. He came across as a guy who's like, I'm just an American with some power, man. It's kind of like, okay, well, that's cool, but not really, because he was trying so hard
I stopped
to
the war.
Well, he was trying so hard to make Superman relatable to everybody.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that I thought Zach did a better job at, is that Zach said, hey, look, he's not relatable to everybody because he's a fucking alien. So
Yeah.
now let's explore the aspect of how does it feel to be an alien on a different planet where you're trying to hide your identity. And that's what they were kind of going for. This one, he was already Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Metahumans had existed for what? 3,000
50 years, something like
No,
that.
No, everything was three.
303.
So it was like 300 years.
3,000, something
3,000 years, whatever.
3 minutes.
So that was the quick little synopsis of the DCU has been existing for a very long time already.
Oh, mhm.
And of course, in Man of Steel, they didn't have that because they didn't know they were going to make a huge universe out of this. They were just making a Superman movie.
Superman.
And so the storyline, the whole Baravia part, to me was dumb. It was on the same level as in BVS when he had the whole thing in Africa, when it was like, that's unnecessary. You already have the cataclysm that happened in Metropolis. That's what the hearing should have been about. Was about, why did this happen? You know, how did this happen? And is this going to happen again? And now that you have revealed yourself, now you're on our planet. I know you're saving people, but are there going to be more attacks and more threats coming from space because you're here? That's what I would have rather have seen in BVS.
Yeah.
But regardless, that whole storyline in Africa, I didn't care about, because once the black lady got pushed in front of the fucking subway, it was like, okay, well, she's dead. Yeah. They're all dead. And they found the bullet. Oh, it's Lex. There could have been a much easier way to involve Lex in the wrongdoings of the world.
He needs to be more of an orchestrator that, you know, that really kind of like, you know, is a puppet master, and just sort of, you know, is very, he's already like I said, with chess, he's already 3 steps ahead. And that's the kind of Lex that I want to see.
It should have been close to like Dark Knight.
There you go.
Kind of like with
hey, Chubby Teddy nailed it. Bring back Cavill.
What's up? What's up? Oh, they tried that, and then James Gunn was like, "I just had a meeting with Henry. We're on good terms.
I fired him."
He did.
He did.
He posted.
Too much crypto. I mentioned that before. Yeah. I liked him at first. And then when he was in the end battle, I was like, what is he still doing here? Like, like, can you go, like, it's cool, but like, this is getting kind of gimmicky now. So I would have wanted him to be in the beginning and not so much at the end. Mr. Terrific was good. I liked his character. Guy Gardner was cool. Hawkgirl sucked, because I just thought her character was shallow and cheesy.
Very shallow, yes. Especially with her, you got it, the hawk cry.
I was like, when does she do that? And then they're like hitting the big the axolotl, the big monster. They're hitting its eye, and it was just like, what the fuck is going on? And like the whole idea that he was trying to create a world where it's like, yeah, every day there's villains trying to destroy the Metropolis and the planet, and Superman's got to fight them off. It's kind of like, I get what you're going for, because in comics it happens like nonstop. It's like one story after another.
Well, that's why they had that one being behind him, and he was like, "Oh, they've got it." What was it? Not Starro.
The big eyeball,
the sun, or whatever. Yeah, that big sun.
But that was unnecessary.
It was unnecessary.
And also, it's a scene in which Clark and Lois are trying to have like a close one-on-one conversation. In the background, it's like,
yeah, and you see what Green Lantern with the baseball bat.
Yeah, it's kind of like
okay.
And for me, I think, you know, he was trying to put a lot into that dialogue, but at the same time, he was like, well, for everyone who doesn't want to listen to that, I'm going to give them something to stare at. Kind of like, you know, like you always say, Ryan, my background. Like, hey, they don't like it, they'll just stare at your background, look at all your shit. That's basically what he was doing. He was like, if they're not listening to this, I want to give them something to stare at, so the kids could be like, whoa, baseball bat, yeah.
Get him, Green Lantern.
And then right here, whenever a girl shrieks, the camera angle always reminds me of Jaws 4. But yeah, the Justice Gang, I didn't care for. I didn't really know why they were there. Yeah. I didn't know. To me, the Justice Gang should have been comprised of characters that were the current Justice League. And it would have been cool if like Superman used to be a part of the Justice League, and right now he's not. And, you know, it's something with some kind of lore. Like, where was Wonder Woman? Where's Batman? Yeah. Where's the regular Green Lantern? We don't know, because he hasn't figured that out yet. So we're seeing
because in lore you have the Justice League and you have Justice Society. And he was like, you know what? Fuck all that. I'm going to do Justice Gang, and that way I can put the people in that I want to put in, and damn be everyone else. Like,
pretty much.
Like this is and they were all wearing the same costume, because apparently they're owned by
Maxwell Lord.
Stag, Maxwell Lord, yeah, and which is his brother.
Because his brother plays the character.
His brother plays the character. His brother plays Weasel. His brother probably does other shit too. Cheap. But also not, because his brother gets residuals.
But Sam, I don't mind that, because look, like if you're making a movie, you'd probably have Matt in it.
I would never hire this guy right here.
If you're making a movie, you'd probably put me in it. I'm like, hey!
So
I don't mind him putting his brother in it. I don't care
I am
about
not
that.
hiring this guy.
Yeah, like I said, I don't care about his brother being in it. That's fine. I don't care. But it just the overall story was just so crowded and so jumbled up that it was kind of like okay. So
It was
like
an
you said earlier,
amalgamation, a mess.
well, okay. So I'm going to ask you the question that you asked me earlier today.
Yes.
What was the storyline of the movie?
Exactly. And once we figure that out, I think we'll be able to figure out what they're doing with Supergirl because they're going back to the same shit. They're using a whole bunch of crypto. They brought in Jason Momoa to give you a little bit of eye
hold on
candy.
now. With Supergirl, they're basing it off of Woman of Tomorrow, and that one has a storyline. So there's their story.
That Lobo is
this
in.
This one he wrote himself. And
Yeah,
so
but he based it off of that other one, right? Didn't he base it All-Star Superman?
All-Star Superman, but he didn't. He based like
Where was Samson?
He based the world is kind of based off of that. The story, not so much. And but it's the what do you call it? The way it was designed, that their whole world, that was the world that he presented, and
The world
I just think that
worlds.
Well, and then when it comes to Lex Luthor, okay, let me ask you guys, which Lex did you prefer? Did you prefer this Lex, or did you prefer Jesse Eisenberg's Lex?
As far as mannerisms and looks, Nicholas Holt. I can't get around Eisenberg. Yeah.
So I like Eisenberg's dialogue. I think it's masterful. I think that is definitely Lex Luthor when you read what he has to say. I just didn't like the portrayal, the execution of that version of Lex. I would have much preferred that guy from Back to the Future 2. You know I'm talking about.
Biff Tannen.
No. His lackey, the other guy. What is his name? He's from. He played the Phantom, didn't he?
Oh, Billy Zane.
Billy Zane.
He's too old.
He's too old now, but he would have been a great Lex.
Yeah, a lot of people would have been a great Lex, but he's too old now. That's like saying like
I need
Kevin Spacey. Well, he's too old now.
No, fuck yeah, and he's weirdo. But the thing is that I would have preferred somebody who I believe can not only outsmart, but has just got that sort of like I'm cool, calm, collected. I'm 3 steps ahead of you, bro. Like you think you're a smart alien. I'm going to outsmart you. I'm going to outsmart you, and I'm going to make you look stupid. And he didn't. He was a snot-nosed, little brat. He just seemed like, that was his thing. His fucking building that broke apart and started fucking floating for some damn reason. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that
was
weird.
What the hell was that?
That was like kids playing with toys. Like, oh, all of a sudden it floats. It flies. Like what? And then like on top of that, it's like, telling me the whole time he was fighting the Hammer Bravia, he wasn't like, wait a minute, I can hear Lex Luthor and a bunch of his idiots in that room talking about all the different moves. He couldn't hear that. He's like, I'm too busy fighting this guy. I couldn't hear. It's kind of like, come on now. Don't be stupid. Don't. And then like when he's fighting the Engineer and Ultraman kicks him in the balls, it was kind of like,
well, the big problem that I had with
James
that
Gunn,
sequence,
come on, man. Why do you constantly have to do shit like that? Like kicking the balls. Just have him get punched in the face and he goes flying down.
The issue that I had was that there were fucking cameras around and they somehow got ahead or above Cal while he was flying up, because Lex Luthor and his gang in that office could still see that he was flying up, but they had like the camera was like right on him, and I was like, how did these things fly faster than Superman going upward into the atmosphere?
Yeah,
I was like,
they had these little orbs that were like following them around. It was kind of like, that's too much.
And I'm sorry, Superman has super hearing. Wouldn't he be able to hear Lex giving him commands?
Yeah.
And would he be like, one, oh, I'm gonna dodge that one? Like, what the fuck?
Well, he'd
like,
be able to hear Ultraman's earpiece saying,
yes, that's what I'm saying.
B2.
He'll hear, like, say A1, and he'll know, okay, A1, that hurts here. Let me move or some shit like that. It's just, I just don't think
he should have been able to counter all those attacks.
Yes, he's not a combat fighter. Superman's not a combat fighter. He's an intelligent guy that is more dense and has
right. Yeah.
But so I can tell, like he wouldn't be able to like catch on. But I mean, even in football, when you start learning the other person's plays, you start being able to anticipate what the quarterback or what the what the receivers or whatever the things are going to do. You start to anticipate, and that's how you get interceptions and things like that. So he could have intercepted or blocked one of these things. Yeah. It didn't have to connect every single time.
Making him intelligent,
I believe that James Gunn is having a problem. Same thing like Ryan Johnson. Same thing with with all these other people that are creating these things. It's like, I'm sorry, but you should not be writing and directing. You should not be writing, directing, and producing. You should not be doing everything one man show. You need to have other people vet your shit. You need to have other people say, hey, you know what? This could be better if you did this. This could be better if you go back. Give us a second, a third, a fourth draft, because what you wrote was cool, but what you wrote was also has a lot of holes in it. It's not tight. They didn't tighten it up. They didn't do a good job with making it cohesive and understandable by everyone. I just think that they're making these things like fast food. It's fast food cinema.
It really is, and I just like it was overly lit. Now I get it. You want to make it a colorful, bright movie, but to me it was overly lit. Like he shot it with a fucking iPhone.
Yeah.
It was just, to me, it was not something that Was it a terrible movie? No, but I think for me it didn't have a lot of rewatchability. It was just kind of like, wow, what was that? That was right. Okay. Well, that was what it was all right.
Well, I just recently rewatched it with my daughter, and she told me she didn't like it, and I watched it again, and I was like, you know what? I've got no desire or reason to watch this a third time. I mean, just don't.
It should have been Bizarro.
Mm-hmm.
It should have either been Bizarro or it should have been the real Ultraman from whatever Earth they come from.
Yeah.
And then he brought him over to fight him because he's like, hey, if I'm going to stop Superman, I need to get myself a Superman. And so he goes and he recruits Ultraman to come and do his bidding. And and maybe he also made he told him, hey, if you do all this, you could bring the crime syndicate over here as well. It's something enticing for him to go, oh yeah, I like that.
They could have done that, or what they could have done was had Bizarro again, who looks like Cal, and just like he goes out there and he's in the public, and he is what is ruining Superman's perception, the perception that they have, because he's doing the things that Lex is telling him to do, which is causing the public to say, what's wrong with this cat? We know it's him. He's flying around. We know it's him because it looks like him, but and
the real Cal would have been like, that's not me. I'm not doing those things. And they're like, well, they're seeing you do them. Like, I have to figure out who this is. And then you can have him freaking out.
In the Pocket universe, can't do anything about it. He's just ruining his whole reputation, And I guess similar to what they did sort of in Superman 3 when he was going around and he was like, breaking things apart and destroying oil ships and whatnot and whatever. And everybody kind of blamed Superman until he finally wore his nice shiny outfit. But yeah, I mean, they could have done so many different things that could have made it resonate with fans and made more sense. In a nonsensical movie. This is a superhero movie, but it still could have made a little bit more sense, and it could have been a little bit more enjoyable, because not a lot of people say, you know what, this is really stupid, but I enjoy the hell out of it.
Yeah, no, and every time I thought Superman had a moment where I was like, you know what, I like the Superman, something would happen where I was like, oh, God damn it. Like he had that scene where he's like, hey, big guy up here. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then it was like, here comes the Justice Gang, attack his eyeballs,
and save the squirrel.
Oh God. He's like, I'm hoping we can save it and, put it like in a cosmic zoo. And like, look, I get the character says shit like that, but in the comics, you can get away with that. In live action, it doesn't look natural.
It didn't make a lot of sense with that big character. Is that, yes, it grew, but it's like, how did it get down the street unnoticed? How did it get down the street without causing havoc in its wake as it was growing, as it was getting big?
And not only that, but like when I love the shot where he saves the little girl from all those flying helium tanks or whatever they are. But she's standing there like looking at the ground, like not paying attention. It's like, dude, there's a fucking giant Exolado the size of a skyscraper running around. How are you not noticing that that's happening? I don't care if you have headphones on. You'd feel like, and she's like not paying attention.
Well, they didn't have the water, from the Jurassic Park.
But yeah, but you know what I mean? Like how on earth did she not know that was happening? People running around screaming. It's
It's
just like,
because when it's CG, they don't take that thing into account because they're not doing a lot of this stuff practical. They're doing it and like, we'll fix it in post. And they don't have those thoughts. They don't have anybody like you or me or Matt telling them that doesn't make any sense.
and honestly, to me, we should have found out that video of Jor-El and his mom those were deep fakes. Like they weren't the real message. And then he should have showed them the real message, which was a positive message. Okay. And that would have been like, okay, they're not bad guys. Okay. They're actually good people.
So I agree with that. I think that that they should have I think that they should have I'm sorry. I'm a little off kilter. What you were just talking about how they I'm lost now. There was a lot of stuff that just happened. I just lost my train of thought. You were saying what?
I forgot. But anyway.
Oh, here we go. Yeah. All right. And so, guys, here we are. We're about to start talking to you about the James Gunn Superman movie. How would you fix it, Andre?
I would have not restarted everything. I think that's the other thing, too, is that you had these films that were coming out. And he could have used those films to try and kind of restart what was already there. I get it was a fucking mess, and I don't blame him for rebooting the whole universe.
I blame him because he didn't reboot the whole universe. He used his Peacemaker. He wanted to continue that. He wants the Waller. He cherry picked, which he shouldn't have done. What he should have done is he should have had foresight because he already had the job. He should have released Aquaman first and then finished that universe out with the Flash and said, you know what, that Barry Allen reset everything. So now we can start with a clean slate. Yes. I'm sorry, you're going to have to recast John Cena. I'm sorry, you're going to have to recast Viola Davis. I'm sorry, you're going to have to recast all these other people that you wanted to keep, and all the other people that you wanted to throw away. Cool, whatever, but do it. If you're going to do it, like go in and
do it. Exactly. Do it till you're satisfied, whatever it is. But no, I wholeheartedly agree with you. He just should have. Don't cherry pick. Just if you're gonna reboot the whole thing. I'm sorry. Do I love Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn? Sure, but she's getting older now, and so it's kind of like it's time to move on to a different actress. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you should have just rebooted everything.
Yeah. Yeah, like the fact that you don't know how long it's going to take these things to come out, right? Well, and it's the same thing with Pattinson. Like, how old is he going to be when from Batman to Batman 2? Like how much time are they going to say? Well, this is supposed to be year 2, yeah, but he's like 10 years older. I mean, they're going to have to. These actors are not getting any younger, and that's why it was ridiculous to bring back Michael Keaton as a 70-year-old Batman for the Flash. I was like, didn't quite work. I mean, he was one of the best parts of the movie because it was a horrible movie, but he was one of the best things about it. But it was still like, bro, you got a 70-year-old Batman. What are we doing here? And they had the idea that they want, if it wasn't for this whole James Gunn thing and all that, before anybody had changed guard, they were going to use Michael Keaton's Batman as the Batman of this universe.
Yeah, the whole thing was a huge mess. I would have loved to see more Henry Cavill as Superman, but I think the problem is that so much time had passed and so much misuse had gone down that, like, look, I get why he rebooted the whole DC universe because it was a fucking mess. And I'm sorry, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom was a stupid movie.
Yeah.
And The Flash was a fucking mess. Mm-hmm. And look, at that point, they probably did not want to invest any more money into The Flash. It already gone through so much bullshit that, like, if you try to change the story or the best thing you could have done was just change the ending where he sets a new flashpoint and that's it. But at that point, he just wanted to move on and get rid of these old projects and start his own projects. But then the talk about, he made those posts that, like, oh yeah, Shazam definitely lives in his corner of the DC universe. That's for sure. But, or he said Zachary Levi's Shazam, but he's probably not going to bring him back.
And the same thing with
Zolo,
the
Morhi Duenya, he was like, oh, he's definitely DC's first character. Where the fuck is he at? Why haven't we seen him pop up in any of your shows or movies or what's going on with that? Nobody really knows. And things are constantly changing when it comes to James Gunn. He likes to say one thing, but then if that doesn't fit his narrative, he'll just change. He doesn't give a shit. And I just think at the end of the day, this universe needs to be more fleshed out. And I didn't think, some people would say that James Gunn's Superman, that's what that was world building. I didn't feel that way. I felt like it was world stuffing. As opposed to, learning about the universe as the movie went on. I would have loved to have seen him go up to the Watchtower and meet the Justice League, and then
it would have been great if it was a world like that where everything was already established. Like, I loved seeing the Hall of Justice. I thought that was cool. I was like, oh sweet, we finally got the Hall of Justice in a movie. That's great. I think they went to Cincinnati and shot that. That's awesome. But just to have the Watchtower, that would have been even cooler. People would have been lost their minds for that. It would have been. And yes, of course, with James Gunn, you're getting Guardians of the Galaxy. You're getting, Guardians of Metropolis. You're getting, all this, these different things. So yeah, that would have fit. That would have made sense. And it would have been cool to see, like, oh, look, it's the back of Batman's cowl in the distance. Like, yeah, he's there. You don't know who's playing him because, they're doing the same thing that they did in the cartoon. So it's like, good, like, show us a cohesive world, right? If you're gonna world build, and if you're world building, then why the hell are we going back to fucking Superman that wasn't beloved by everyone, that wasn't something that everybody gravitated toward, and you're making Man of Tomorrow? It just doesn't make any sense to me. And then on top of that, you're like, we also got Matt Reeves' Batman, which means that Brave and the Bold is going to get pushed back. But also, we're going to do a Nightwing and Jason Todd movie, Red Hood, and that's not even going to be a part of this universe. So what the hell am I doing?
What are we doing?
Yeah.
And look, here we go. Johnny Dome has a comment here. He says, I personally would started it like Smallville, start him as a teen. Hey, look, I get that, but like, to me, I'm fine with him starting it in an already existing DC universe.
Yeah.
But the fact that there was no Justice League, an actual Justice League, not Justice Gang, but Justice League, there wasn't Wonder Woman, there wasn't Batman, there wasn't any of the main characters. To me, that's a problem. And I get it, he doesn't want to, cast the characters immediately. Like, oh, we got our Superman, we got our Batman, and we don't even have a script for their movies yet. But to me, it would have been cool to have them in the movie. They don't have to fight. They don't have to do anything. They just have to show up.
Contract, yeah.
Or just have references to their characters.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I thought, I thought it would have been a movie where he has a current Justice League where it's all the new, it's the Justice Gang characters, a lot of newer characters, and the original ones have all moved on, and so you get hints of them or statues of them or something, as if there's a rich history
iconic
of Justice League.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been great.
And he's the last one still on the Justice League. It's still hanging on to that idea that we symbolize hope and freedom for the for the planet, while Batman, Wonder Woman, and the other guys, Green Lantern, they've sort of moved on. They're still in contact with him, but they've moved on, And so now he has to try to reassemble them and be like, hey, like, I want to get the band back together again. Like what for? And it's kind of.
I mean, he's already got a new mission. He's got to repopulate the planet with Kryptonians.
Yeah. Take on any wives. Do it. That. God, I still can't believe he did that. And the new fans are like, oh, I love that. That's great.
Well, another issue that I have is fucking, Jonathan Kent is a bumbling idiot. He's not a source of like really good, here's somebody that I can learn something from. He's just idiot. And they wanted to make his parents kind of like grandparents because they didn't understand technology, didn't understand how a phone works. I'm like, bro, my parents even understand how, Facebook and all that crap works. It's like, what do you do? Is that James Gunn's parents and he's making fun of his own parents because they can't?
They're like, hello, you still there? I was like, don't make them annoying.
Yeah, dude, they were annoying.
Don't make them Jar Jar Binks. Don't make them a comic relief.
Yeah.
You can't make them a comic relief and then say, okay, now let's lean on them for advice.
Yeah.
Because then nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Did you see the private chat?
No.
So yeah, a lot of issues that we both had, even Matt, with James Gunn's Superman. It was overstuffed, had a lot of problems, bad villains. The Hammer of
Take him in my
Baravia.
room.
The Hammer of Baravia, aka Ultraman, bad idea. He stole the whole concept from the boys. And it didn't really work for me for Superman. It didn't.
Superman.
and the whole Moravia thing,
Yeah.
stupid. That's already been. Here's the problem: is that that's already been done. Zack Snyder had him doing something overseas in a different country that caused controversy.
Yeah.
Why are we doing that again?
Right.
Why are we doing it again? You might as well have done General Zod again, but you didn't. Instead, you took some elements from the different stories that you've seen,
Yeah.
but we've already done that. So let's do something different.
We did do something different, but it didn't work.
He
There's
did do
so
something
many
different,
things that
but like
didn't work.
it almost felt like I was watching a very shortened version of like a TV series, where there's so much going on that you're like,
Yeah.
like by the time he was trying to keep the baby out of the Rainbow River, I was wondering myself, I was like, what is happening right now? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
This
Right.
is-
The Pocket Universe didn't even look interesting. It was just filled with psychedelic colors, and there was some some walls, and maybe there was no floor, and somehow Crypto could fly in, but then also they could fly out without really any
Well-
propulsion other than who was helping with propulsion. It was not
Terrific?
Crypto, but was it? No, I don't think it was Mr. Terrific. He just had the drones that were like showing him
I
the
don't
way.
I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, it was Metamorpho,
Metamorpho.
and he was pulling him. I was like, how are y'all that like? What?
And then he had the glass cells for the prisoners, the people that
all of
talk
his
bad about him.
ex-girlfriends?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was like, what? It would have been cool if like they were like that would have been awesome.
Metahumans.
If that's where like metahumans are at, that's where Wonder Woman's at, that's where Batman is at. And I get it, you don't want to cast them this early, but it felt like if the Justice League, or if not some main characters, like if Zolo or a Blue Beetle
Yeah.
was in there, you know what I mean? Like instead it was just a bunch of randos. I mean, look,
Yeah.
he did take some risks. He killed the hot dog vendor. He shot him in the head. Remember, he's like, he has a gun to his head and he
They
shoots him.
did.
And I was like, "Oh fuck, he did that!" I thought that was cool. I was like, "That's cool. I'm glad he did it." It shows, hey, there's some consequences. But then immediately he'll follow it up with like some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Where
Well, he was like, that went a little too short. I didn't think it was gonna.
now I'm gonna have the baby beat everybody up. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, oh come on. And then like he's trying to break out of the cell and save everybody, and they're like, wait, no, don't do that. Lex. Like, hey, he's trying to help you guys. Do you think Superman is trying to fuck you guys over?
He didn't help anybody.
Well, he got himself out of there. That was
He
about
got
it.
out of there, and he got the baby, and he left everyone else there.
Well, they got out because you saw them later on, but it was like,
Oh, they did at the very end.
yeah,
How did
but-
they get out? Who got him out?
I forgot. I think Mr. Terrific. Who the fuck knows?
Maybe.
But let's talk about
He
the
was the
Mr.
real
Terrific
hero.
fight scene. I hated that scene.
With the thing when she was in the bubble.
Yeah, the Mary Poppins. Like, woo, like
That was all right.
it was all right, but the song I didn't like.
The song was stupid. Yes, the song was as dumb as Black Adam's "Paint It Black."
Yes,
Same energy.
Yeah,
same
same
shit.
energy.
Same.
same energy.
So. That just
I
blew
was
your
reading
mind.
a comment.
That just
Lobo
blew
is the
your
main thing I'm
mind.
hyped for, and Clayface. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
funny. I'm looking forward to Lobo. Not so much Clayface. I like Clayface as a character. I just don't know what they're going to do with it. I haven't, we haven't
It's
seen
not a
anything,
part
so
of the
I can't get hyped.
DCU. It's just a
Oh,
separate-
exactly. It's
I
it's
think it is.
Joker
I'm just saying that.
Folie à deux.
Folie à
Folie
deux.
à deux.
Folie à deux. So yeah, it's just I don't know.
What-
So okay,
Mhm.
there's just a lot of things that I did not like about the movie.
What
And
did
there's
you
some things so what did I like about the movie?
Yeah, what did you like? Give me
Um,
something positive.
There are things I did like. Hey, big guy up here. That scene.
Yeah.
The shot where the hammer Bravia lands and the camera follows him through the tent into that portal
Oh, sure.
and back out again.
Okay.
That was a cool shot. I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. I like that. But like they had their whole fucking like little outposts next to the water. Like, hey, Superman didn't fucking notice that those guys were fucking there the whole time. Like, hey, what are they doing there? I don't know.
Oh, surf's up, dude.
No, it was
Beach
like
is
okay.
closed.
Yeah, and then And then like at the end, all of his like his soldiers with the armor try to take on Superman. It's like, look, if the Hammer of Baravia or Ultraman can't stop him, why do you think those guys can stop him? That's
well,
like,
not only that, they were hitting the ground like at terminal velocity.
Yeah,
all those
they'd
people
all
should
be
have died.
massively
And all the
injured.
people, I'm sorry, but all the people that were like, hey, Ben Affleck, Batman doesn't kill. Batman doesn't kill. Superman apparently is cool with killing.
stupid man.
Superman. There were some things that I liked about it. I like you said, I think Lois was good.
Lois is great. I really like Lois.
I liked Mr. Terrific. I liked his ride. I thought that was cool.
the
I thought
garage
some
door
of
opening slow. Stupid. Come
that
on.
was dumb. The visuals were okay. I did. Oh, I like the robots. I thought the robots were cool. The Superman robots.
Yeah.
I didn't like some of the personalities that they were like, oh, he smiled at me. And like,
Yeah.
I didn't care about that.
That's
but
too much.
I thought the the Fortress of Solitude itself I liked, inside and outside, and I thought it was that was pretty cool. I
Well-
thought, go ahead.
No, the engineer like attaches
He's
to it,
stupid.
downloads that video, but doesn't download anything else. Doesn't
Well,
download.
Bro, he didn't get that far into the script. He's
I was
not
like, whoa,
thinking
that's
like, bro.
all you took was that one video. Okay, let's go. It's kind of like, what?
James Gunn does not have foresight, dude. He's not. His version of world building is just not that. It's not.
But you know
on
what
that
I mean?
level.
Like, there should have been a lot more they pulled out of there. And,
He should have technology that humans have never had,
And
and
look,
now he can do things with them.
James Gunn wanted to take a risk, and that risk was, I'm going to make Jor-El and his wife Laura. I'm going to make them bad guys. I'm going to make them corrupt. I'm going to make them people that are going to say some horrible shit. That was a big mistake for me, because it's like, hey, look, those are characters that live on in Superman's.
One thing I did not
mythos,
mind.
and you took
one
that
thing
away.
I did not mind was that Jor-El and Laura spoke in Kryptonian.
No, that was cool.
I liked that. I was
I
like,
like
okay,
that.
cool. I did not like that. Yeah, I didn't like the whole trope of them. Not the footage was corrupted. I thought that was dumb. Just don't do that at all.
Just don't do it.
They're there. They're telling their son, hey, this is the planet we're sending you on. This is we're teaching you whatever. That's because that's what you would do. You send a baby off. You don't expect the baby to learn the culture and all that shit. You want to teach them your culture and that should be more the focus and not so much planting your seed.
Yeah.
I thought that was really just again low hanging fruit.
It should have been a altered video, and at the end, he shows the world what his parents, the real message that they left him, which was
Sure.
a positive, inspirational message.
Yeah.
And because you want to be able to use the characters again, like you're
Mm-hmm.
now, like, oh, Jor-El, that guy's he's a fucking,
He's a pimp daddy.
he's a polygamist, like it's just like it's just
He's
dumb.
like,
It's just
explore the galaxy, son. Sow your royal
Well,
oats.
and it's like people got so mad over how Zach used
Yeah.
Jimmy Olsen, but nobody cares that they made Jor-El and Laura fucking villains,
yeah.
and that they're power hungry
Well,
people. It was like, what's going
they
on?
were more interested in a lot of people were just more interested in having a win in their eyes that wasn't anything Snyderverse related. So if it was against anything that would bring back that old I guess tone, they're like, yes, anything to get rid of that. That was that in their mind that's a win, right?
And I'm sorry, that's the same concept as Matt Reeves' The Batman. It just felt like, did I like the movie? I did, but it felt like,
Bro,
why am I seeing this right
I'm
now?
actually a little bit looking forward to the second Batman movie because I know it's going to be original. Because I feel like the Batman of Pattinson's, I've said this before, but I believe that it is Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, just kind of retold in their own way because it's almost the exact same thing, beat for beat,
Yeah.
just changing out the what do you call it, Scarecrow for the Riddler, and but everything else is practically the same. It's another tactical suit instead of just a Batman suit. It's like we want to make
Well,
this
in
reality.
his world, it's not a Batman Justice League type world. It's more of just again, it's like the
Same
Nolan
like
verse.
Nolan, yes,
Yeah,
same like Nolan.
and so they went back to that. They went back to
because
that
it was
concept.
safe. Because it was safe.
Well, and they couldn't get Affleck to show up. I don't know what the fuck happened there. They just should have recasted him, and
They should have recast Affleck. They should have got somebody else who is similar, similar acting cadence, similar stature, somebody who doesn't mind going to the gym, and no, because he hated it.
Yeah.
He did it for the first film, but he was just like, man, this I hate it. This sucks. So, hey, that's cool. I'm glad you did. I thought your Batman and BVS was really good. But everything subsequent it just kept getting worse until we got the Flash. And then I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. I can understand why you're making him look ridiculous in the honeycomb suit. It's because you don't want him to come back, and you don't want the fans to want him to come back either.
Mm-hmm.
So, I thought that was same thing. Low hanging fruit.
Yeah. The writing just needed to be better. Needed better storytelling. It just, to me, like, and this is just my personal opinion, but like when you watch like Man of Steel, that is a cinematic experience. That is a movie.
Yes.
While when I watch
agree with that.
James Gunn's Superman, it's like this is just
it's popcorn and it's fast food, dude. That's all it is. Fast food cinema.
Fast food cinema, fast food superhero. And it's, I mean, look, if you like it,
it's
you like
easily
it. It's easily
digestible and on to the next,
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of, like I said, some things I liked, a lot of things I didn't. And it just was.
There was more wrong with
good.
it than right, in my opinion. I think that if you had given the story to someone else, or if you'd given the directing chops to someone else, we probably would have gotten a better product. Having it all hang on James Gunn's shoulders was a bad decision by James Gunn, because he is the head of DC Studios. So I think that with him doing that, who liked Creature Commandos and says, you know what, I watched that, after watching it the first time, I haven't watched it again because it's not good. It's not interesting. It
has
fun.
no rewatchability.
No rewatchability. Same thing with his Suicide Squad. Again, I watched it twice. I can't watch it again. I don't care. The same thing with I mean, I'm sorry, but everything that he has put out from DC has not been good. And it's been passable because they do get people to go and see it. It is a film and it works, and you can put it, you can play it, and it has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and credits. But that doesn't make it something that you want to rewatch and say, hey, you know what? This is fantastic. This is cinema. This is Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
It's not, dude. It's not. It's not. It's like, this is a Rings of Power.
It is.
I'm telling you.
It really is. I couldn't have said better myself. Guys, that's going to do it for the show. We gave you our take on how we would fix James Gunn's Superman, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it, what should have changed. Let us know what you think about our comments in the comment section below. If you want to support the channel, just hit that join button and become a member of the channel. Memberships start as low as $2.99, and it goes a long way to keeping the lights running, the internet going, and the show going on a weekly basis. So I do appreciate all those who already are a member of the channel. Here's a link right here if you want to go check out the Nephilim comic over on his Indiegogo
hey guys,
campaign.
Do me a favor, grab a copy of the Nephilim. When we release it on digital, everyone will be able to read it. Tell me, do you think I'm a good job? I do a good job of telling a story or world building or anything like that? Let me know. How I am doing, because I'm putting it on the line because I do a lot of critiquing over here. I'll tell you what I think is bad, and I'll tell you what I think is good, and I'll tell you how I would try to make it better. So I implore anybody to just at least check out what I've done and let me know.
Let them know. Guys, smash that like button and subscribe to the Nicotina Show. Subscribe to Zever Comics. And then until then, guys, we'll be back next week. I've got another banger topic for Ryan and I. I haven't even told him yet.
Nope.
Should I say it now?
Yes, let's get it ready, man. We still have viewers. What should we be expecting next week?
Next week, it's going to be fixing the DCEU's The Flash.
Oh God! Oh no! Okay. Hey, I'm down. Let's go. Let's go.
All right,
Thank you
guys. We'll
for
see you guys
watching.
next time. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you want to support the channel, become a member by hitting that join button right down below. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.